because I didn't send out a reminder, and it's Friday and lots of people are very busy. So, okay, so the Hoopla, let me share my screen real quickly with you. The Hoopla site is at library.hoopladigital.com, and it is oh, yeah, let me go back actually real quickly. It is where you'll find a lot of the marketing materials, user videos. So if you want to put something on your site maybe that has some, how to use Hoopla on Android, how to use Hoopla on iOS, that kind of thing. If you want to add information from the vendors or from the marketing stuff. Oh, that's not where I wanted to go. Hold on. Sorry, hit the wrong button. They have a Dropbox full of marketing materials. And so current promotional campaigns, the stuff that they do, are doing right now. So, we've got September library card signups and the comics on Hoopla and some of the stuff that's coming out this month. You've got email header images, you've got all kinds of stuff that you can put on your Facebook page or your homepage on your website, however you want to do it. So I just wanted to real quickly show you that when you go to log into your stats, there's also, if you go to the main menu and then to the Dropbox of materials, you will find marketing materials and that kind of thing for use. So go back here. I don't think Diana's here today, but so I'm going to pick on her. Let's see where I don't know where my participation thing went, but she's one of our bigger libraries, so you can kind of see what's going on here. Your email address is a dummy email. It's not one that actually exists, so it's your library's name at hoopladigital.com. For some of you, it's like it would be, I think, Community Library CL or Public Library PL might be at the end of your name. If you're not sure what your username is, let me know. I've got a list of all of them, so I can send them to you. And then the password, which I can also send to you if you do not know. So once you have entered that, you sign in. This is your Hoopla dashboard. And this is where you're going to go to figure out what kind of, what your stats are for your Hoopla use. One of the things I'm going to probably ask about is patrons registered each month. I'd like to see that number go up with the tablets. The service population registered, it'd be nice if that went up as well. And then the rest of this stuff you may find interesting. For them, they've had no users who were blocked by the budget, but they did have 13 who hit their circulation limits. And of course, getting off topic just a little bit, I am recording this, aren't I? I did hit record. Yeah, okay, sorry. I had a moment where I was like, I don't remember doing it. I did it. Okay. So getting away from the statistics that we're going to ask for a little bit, I will let you know that if you go into settings and, oops. It's one of these, here it is, account. You can set how many titles each patron has to borrow. We will pay for 5 a month, with the exception of our 5 largest libraries, and we're setting up a policy for that, but that's Basel, Atchison, Leavenworth, Bonner Springs, and Ottawa. Thank you. Those 5 will probably ask that you guys pay the last couple of months, November, December, of even if you set it at 5. For somebody like Baser who's set theirs at 8, we may ask they pay a little bit more because they've raised their title limit. But the rest of you, Nichols intends to pay pretty much as close to 100% as we can. We will pay, 80, 85% of our largest libraries, but we are trying really hard to pay 100%. Dorinda and I right now are going through numbers and taking a look and making sure we can do that before we send out an official policy about what you guys can expect from Nichols for payment on this. So, okay, going back to your statistics, the patrons registered last month, service population registered. Those are numbers that you might want to take a look at each month. And then for you guys, you might also find that your total circulations each month are useful. The average circulations and total unique titles you might find handy. I'm not going to ask about those. What I'm going to ask for in the survey at the end is if you can tell me whether or not more patrons registered each month than before the tablet started, and if your total circulations went up. So there are a couple of ways to do this too, and one thing, I'm just clicking, that's hard to see because I was hoping for a little hand there, but I just clicked on the chart itself for daily circulations. And what you can do is break it down, decide on a range. And something you can do if you don't remember to do this every month, you can set your range from November 1st of 2016 to, what is it, May 31st, May 30th, whichever, of 2017, summarized by month, and get your statistics. So while it's nice to keep an eye on the statistics each month so that you know what's going on, if you forget completely, you can set it to, so let's go do several months. So June 1st through today, summarized by month. And hers has been going up pretty steadily. It's gone down in September because we're only halfway through September, or October. No, that is, yeah, it's going down in October because we're only halfway through. So if I had set this for the end of September, that probably wouldn't show a, yeah, see, there it is, all up. So you can kind of get an idea of what your numbers are. Now, there we go. If you hover over this, you can kind of see where the points are. So in June 1st, they had 167 circs. That's probably, yeah, okay. So July 1st, 204 for the month. And August 1st, 259. And September 1st, 285. That's going to be the circs for the month to date. So the month before, sorry, to date. So that is how you would find those exact numbers. If you can't tell from the chart where they are, you can kind of hover over the line at the month point and see what those numbers are. You can also export the summary into a Excel worksheet. And I'm going to stop sharing this real quickly and share the Excel worksheet so that you can see. Okay. It's on the wrong screen. Let's try this again. Okay, so that you can see. Okay, there we go. You don't have to look at the charts. The numbers are right there. So for For each of these months, you've got the numbers. So if you forget to do your monthly checking, you can actually find that information at the end of the period and go look for yourself. And that is just our daily daily circulations. But you can also do that for active patrons, summarized by month. And again, I'm just clicking on the chart itself, even though there's no hand there, which makes it confusing. You can also do that for how many patrons are registering, summarized by month as well. You can do new, you can do active, or you can do total, which is going to be a little higher. There we go. So you can see how the charts are handy. And you can go in and do your, grab your statistics at any time, but checking at least once a month during the grant period, which is November 1st through the end of May, would be handy, just so that you guys know what's going on and you guys have some kind of idea about what's happening. So, all right, let me see. Okay. I had not been looking at the chat, and I was going to make sure I hadn't gotten any questions. I haven't there. So does anybody have any questions now? I will pause for a moment. Anybody want me to show them something specific? Okay, Jack's wanting to know if I'm going to ask for circs and users or circs and registrations. Probably circs and registrations, although I may ask for daily active patrons, which would be kind of your users, and that's, or your total patrons, not your active ones, sorry. So actually all three. So what I'm going to look for is your daily registrations, your daily active patrons, and your daily circulations on a monthly basis, even though it says daily. But that's how they do that. So that is, that's what I'm going to look for there. For the tablet trainings, there are two that I have set up dates. The webinar training, which is going to be kind of like this, and at that point you should be able to have your tablet in your hand, hopefully, November 1st at 10 a.m. Or if you would prefer to come here and have training in person as a group, that's going to be November 3rd at 10 a.m. And then if you want me to come out, or Dan or Greg, to come out and do training for your staff at your library, we will work that out. I've got a couple of libraries already scheduled for training coming up towards the end of October, the beginning of November. So if you had indicated that you wanted, or if you decide that you want me to come out and actually train the staff in person, then let me know and I will set that up. But if you're coming to either the webinar on the 1st or the workshop on the 3rd, those are both at 10 a.m. And those are November dates. So Dan's got all the tablets. He's just, he's working on setting them up and getting them out. We're hoping to have them to everybody by the first week of November. So if you're coming to the webinar or the workshop, if you're coming to the workshop on the 3rd, we'll probably wait and just hand you your tablet at that point. If I'm coming out to visit you, I'll bring the tablets with me, tablet or tablets, because I know I'm going to Leavenworth and they've got a couple, and so I'll bring both of theirs when I go out to visit them. So that's what we're going to do for the tablets. I think Matt asked if there's a spreadsheet showing daily circs, registrations, and activity. Yes, I think, and it doesn't have to be daily. Monthly is fine. So you do not have to keep track of this every day. But it's what it's called here. So the daily registrations, daily patrons, and daily circs. Monthly is perfectly okay. So if you just go in and check on the first day of the month each month, just put it on your calendar, and you can keep your own spreadsheet for that. And then when it comes time to do the final grant report survey at the end in April, in May, then you'll have that information right there for you. If, however, like I said, if you forget, that's something you can download. The other thing, okay. The other thing that I wanted to, whoops, okay, there we go. The other thing I wanted to talk about real quickly while I have at least some of you here is that email that I sent out about the marketing. Did anybody send out an email to your active patrons based on that email that I sent? It's the email that I sent out to, I think, everybody on Hoopla, not just you guys, a week or two ago, telling you that you had a branded email on a website. You can go get it and send it out. One of the things that, okay, one of the things, whoops, okay, I didn't open it up. All right. One of the things that I wanted to show you was this patron finder. You can always do a search if you have a question about a particular patron. You can do a search here and look for a library card or email address. But one of the cool things is if you clicked on this download, you will get a spreadsheet. And again, I'm going to have to stop the share. Oh, there's a new share button there. You will get a spreadsheet of, well, okay, the library card's in the wrong format, but you can get the patrons' emails. These are all of the emails from all of the patrons who are registered. They're actual users of Hoopla from your library. And so if you ever want to send out an email to just registered users, here's where you would go to get those email addresses. So that's kind of what I wanted to show you there. And then there is some information about how many circs. Apparently they've got some heavy users there, but that's something if you ever want to send out a email about what's going on with Hoopla to kind of remind your users that it's there, that's where you go to get the email. And so since we were, that is okay with the patron data policy, because when people sign up for Hoopla, they do agree to get marketing information from either Hoopla or the library. So they have opted in. I believe they have an option to opt out. I'm going to have to double check on that, but they do. One of the things that you agree to as part of creating an account is getting marketing materials from Hoopla, because I know I get Hoopla sends me emails with new stuff that's coming up, and that's because I have a Hoopla account. So this is not something you could do with our data, because we don't ask our patrons in general, although that can change. Heather set up that newsletter permission checkbox, but up until that happened, that was not something we could do with our patron database. But since this is a different database, and they did have to agree to get emails when they signed up, this is okay with our patron data policy. But that's an excellent question. Okay, are there any other questions? This was really pretty much just kind of getting you into Hoopla, showing you where you needed to go, and giving you some tips on grabbing the information, the kind of information that I'm going to be asking for at the end of the grant period. Something that Laura also would like to see, and if you guys can, this is not necessarily a requirement, but it would be a really cool thing. If you guys could get pictures of your staff and patrons making use of the tablets, we are going to be doing press releases. I've got a press release written already for Nichols to send out, and I will be writing press releases for you guys to use if you would like to send them to your local newspapers or put them on your Facebook page or whatever you guys want to do. But one of the things that we'd like to do at the end is send out another press release with pictures of these tablets in use. So if you guys think about it, taking pictures of the tablets in use would be great. The cost is, if you want to keep that information for yourself, that's great, but you do not have to turn that in for the grant. Matt's question was, the CERC data includes cost. Do I want those figures or only the CERC? I just need the CERC numbers is what I'm looking for this grant. So if you want to keep track of the costs and kind of keep an eye on what you're doing. And I get a spreadsheet every month from the Hoopla folks that tells me exactly how much each library has spent, and kind of gives me a summary for the year to date. And that's what Dorinda and I are looking at now to determine what exactly Nichols will have to come up with next year to make sure we pay for as much as we possibly can for you guys. So if you are interested in that information, you can find a lot of it in this Hoopla dashboard. As Matt mentioned, the CERC data is there, the cost data is there. But if you'd rather have it kind of all laid out for you in Excel spreadsheet format, I can grab that information out of those monthly reports that Hoopla sends me and let you know. Does everybody know how to find your, let me share the screen again, how to find your financial reports? And again, Hoopla's weird. You don't want invoices, you want statements. Statements are what actually has to be paid. Invoices are just informational in complete opposite of every other vendor I've ever seen. So you can come here to the financial, check on the statements, and see your monthly statements. They generally come out on the first Monday, first day of the month. So October 4th, I think, was the first Monday of this month. I don't know why it was so late, actually. I'm not sure. Anyway, the statements give you a pretty good view, and I think you get those mailed to you anyway. So, but if you ever want to, if you miss something or want to check things out, this is where you go for your financial reports. Well, I've got you here. Yeah, there's way to find contacts. They have done an audiobook, a private collection to compare costs. That's interesting. Only one title though, playing with stuff. And then your settings here where you can set that maximum number of titles. So this dashboard is pretty handy. It's less user-friendly than it was before. I think it's a little harder to figure out, but hopefully this little walkthrough has helped. So let's see if there are any new questions in the chat. Anybody want to ask anything? Okay, I'm going to send out another link for the tablet webinar, and then remind you that if you want to come to the Nichols office for training, we'll be doing that just a couple of days after that. And then if you want me to come see you, we'll set up appointments for somebody to come. One thing, if you didn't put in the little form that you all filled out, if you didn't put that you want me to come to you, but you've changed your mind, let me know. Otherwise, I'll get in touch with you guys. So, okay. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.